Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
It's not the greatest country in the world.
Finally, really did it. You maniac! I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore! You bring them death, and they will love him for it.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Recovery from Politics Podcast. I am your host, Kyle Frame, and today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Welcome to the new year. It's been a while. I've fallen on not that great of times, so I don't really have the, freedom and time necessary to put this out like I normally did. I'm going off script a little today. I wasn't even planning on doing this today, but I just watched Pete Hegseth's hearing in the Senate to be nominee for the Secretary of Defense. And you know what? I'm changing some things right here, right now. I will no longer refer to the Republican Party as the Republican Party, and it's going to happen to the Democrats too. They're no longer the Democratic Party. They're not Democrats to me anymore. The Republicans are MAGA. There's no such thing as a good Republican anymore. Okay, they're all gone. Okay, even Mitt Romney, who everyone says was a good Republican, still voted in line all the time. So, who gives a shit if he was the first senator to vote for his own party's nominee to be impeached? It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? He's MAGA. They're all MAGA. And today in the hearing, they were still MAGA. At no point did they try to, ask serious questions. Any questions to Mr. Hegseth was just like fluff. Easy, softball shit. At one point, somebody asked him to say something he likes about his wife, for fuck's sake. Okay? So, yeah, no, they're MAGA. They're MAGA. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. But the thing that really pissed me off and is really going to have me change the way I think we should all start looking at the Democratic Party. And I've been coming around on this for a while because I've been really fucking hot at Joe Biden. But today, during the hearing, in the opening remarks, oh, congratulations, Mr. Chairperson. You've been doing a great job. And because this was the first major hearing they've had. I believe it was the Armed Forces Committee or something adjacent to it for this. And the Democratic chair went ahead and was like, oh, you're going to do great. And the Republican or the MAGA guy is like, he said, oh, it's great to have Elisa Slotkin here. This is your first meeting in this committee. So congratulations. And they're all happy. And thank you, sir. You're doing a great job. And they all treated each other like today was any other normal day. And it's not. Because the Orange God King nominated a completely unqualified person of poor character to be the Secretary of Defense. This guy has never managed more than 100 people. This guy has never managed more than $10 million. Yet now he is going to be expected to manage, imagine a company with over $850 billion annually and millions of members. And he's going to be expected to manage all that with absolutely no experience or qualifications at all. None. He kisses the Orange God King's ass very well. Now, I knew he was going to get, nominated, or I knew he wasn't going to get pulled. A lot of people were really hopeful after Gates backed out that, Hegseth and RFK Jr. and maybe this other person, we can get him out. See, political pressure works. Except it fucking doesn't. It doesn't. People miss the point with Gates. Gates missed the point. Gates would still be nominated for the Attorney General of the United States if he fought. If he got up on TV and ranted and raved like Kavanaugh did with the beer and the sexual assault allegation. He didn't take it quietly. He came in the next day and gave a fiery speech about how he's a partisan hack and fuck Democrats and anyone who doesn't care because this is bullshit and I like beer. The dumbest fucking Supreme Court justice we've ever had. And that's not really saying much. They're all actually very bright. Even the ones I hate. I mean, I can't help but listen to them and be like, fuck, you're kind of smart. You know what you're doing. Not Kavanaugh, though. Kavanaugh's the only one I've ever sat through a hearing for and was like, I think I'm smarter than this guy. And that should not be the case for a Supreme Court justice. But it didn't matter. Smarts were not on trial that day. Whether or not he raped a woman was not on trial that day. Whether or not he drinks too much was not on trial that day. The thing that mattered to Trump was that Kavanaugh got up and fought like hell. In the face of insurmountable evidence. In the face of, like, MAGA being completely unqualified to this task. They were screwed. They did the best they could, but they were screwed. But Kavanaugh fought, and he got his votes from the Republicans, and that was it. See you later. I'm on the court. Go fuck yourself. Hegseth, in the face of all these allegations of mismanaged money, alcoholism, and treating women very, very badly, even quotes in his own books, women shouldn't serve. Shit he says on a podcast that's being recorded live. He says horrible shit about women all the time. All of it. And he doesn't couch it. Like, Elizabeth Warren was really high on this. Like, you said women don't belong in the military, period. You did not equivocate and be like, well, if they can't meet the standards, which was his big thing. Oh, no, I'm for women in the military as long as they can reach a certain standard, which is having a penis. But fuck that. It didn't matter. The whole thing was surreal. Just like, sure, the Dems were going off and they totally fucked this entire hearing up. I mean, it was a complete shit show, in my opinion. Not that they weren't asking good questions or anything else, but I'm like, let's deal in reality here for a minute. MAGA already knows he is unqualified and of poor character. And it's easy for them to brush it aside. They already had their pre-written, like, rebuttals for those. Well, these allegations are from anonymous sources. Of course, anybody who would go on the record magically has an NDA. Wonder where those came from. That it's all a left-wing media conspiracy. It was a coordinated attack. See, it was coordinated. It's a coordinated attack. Now, for me, this kind of reminds me of like Bill Cosby. When the first woman came forward, I think most Americans were like, yeah, fucking no way, right? Like, no way, Bill Cosby? Rape? Never in a million years. But when it got to around 24 women, you're like, okay, where there's smoke, there's fire. Clearly, something's fucked up, all right? That was when, political, or not political, but public pressure turned to, like, real, like, oh, shit, yeah, no, he's a rapist. That's Pete Hegseth. You can dismiss one time he got drunk at a party and needed to be carried out, but there are multiple stories from multiple different anonymous sources. Of course, why wouldn't they come out, Kyle? Why aren't they coming into it? Probably because your boss is about to be president of the United States, and fuck that shit, he likes to sue people. I don't blame him for not coming forward or being put on the record. But regardless, my problem with the Democrats is they mismanaged the hearing, in my opinion. I'll get to what they should have done and what they almost did, or what they should have known. But the whole cordiality of it all, everything, like it was all fine. And that really bugged me, because I was already pissed at Biden, because he went from November 3rd, he's an existential threat to democracy, to November 5th and 6th, we will have a peaceful transition of power. I'm going to be as helpful as I can to the incoming administration. Wait, you said, I heard you say it, that he's an existential threat to democracy, and now you're saying I'm going to work with him? What kind of bullshit's that? I've been very pissed off at the whole thing. I don't care if Kamala really did lose. I think she did. But she didn't fight one bit. I would have given everything I could to the Republicans. Not in a winning... I would have sued just as many times. In fact, I would have made sure I sued the exact same number of times that Donald Trump did. I would have said, I'm planning a rally on January 6th. I'm planning a rally. I'm going to have this rally, and then I'm going to come here and certify the vote. I would make noise about, you know what, maybe I won't certify this motherfucker. I heard from the previous president that vice presidents could do that. Maybe she has no intention of doing that, but god damn it, give them something for their money. Right? They fucking did this to us 4 years ago. Give it right back to them. I wanted Harris to fight it all the way up to January 6th. I wanted Biden to be like, I'm not helping him transition shit. He didn't help me. Besides, he's the one who's been president before. The fuck does he need a transition for? Like, he should have shown some fight. But whatever. They made their choice. They're two people. Whatever. I even was willing to give a pass to Barack Obama. Because we had Carter's funeral. And at Carter's funeral, Barack Obama is seen... many photos, he has to sit next to the Orange God King at a funeral, and there are photos of Obama and him yucking it up like they're two old pals. I'm willing to go out on a branch here and be like, okay. It's a funeral, for fuck's sake. You don't start a fight in a funeral. I'm sorry, you just don't. That's not what Carter would have wanted. That would have made the funeral you. And don't do that at a funeral. Don't make a scene at a fucking funeral if you can avoid it. Like, that's horrible, right? You're there to remember the person who's passed and any life lessons you learn from the fucker. You don't do that. So I get it. Be cordial. Be cool, whatever. And you sometimes don't get to decide who the fuck you sit next to. Like, unfortunately, all living presidents were invited to this thing and they all had to sit in, like, a designated seating area. Obama drew the short straw and had to sit next to the Orange God King. He had to make the best of the worst possible situation. So, yeah, I get it. He's gotta get out of there without causing a scene. He drew the short straw. Okay, fine, take one for the team. Go sit next to the idiot no one likes. I get it. I'm willing to give him a pass for that. But then, today, with the Democrats, again, nominating somebody who never should even sniff the office of Secretary of Defense, sitting in that Senate room hearing, and you guys are just acting like this is a normal fucking hearing. All of you. So no, they're not the Democratic Party anymore. Just like Republicans are no longer Republicans, every single one of them is fucking MAGA, they are MAGA. All of them are MAGA. Fuck you, they're MAGA. Every single Democrat, as far as I'm concerned, is a Quisling. If you don't know what a Quisling is, Quislings are the people who work in government who help your oppressors. Okay? They're traitors to their own people. Turncoats. And as far as I'm concerned, every member of the Democratic Party who isn't actively raising hell at every opportunity and who smiles and nods and still acts cordial with these MAGA fucks is a Quisling. Sorry, fuck you. Fight or get out. I'm tired of it. They've already been doing this way too much. I'm sorry, we are less than a week away from this fucker retaking the office and reshaping this country in ways no one has even imagined yet, and you guys are acting like it's just any old other fucking Tuesday. I'm sorry, today was not normal. None of this is normal, and you guys need to fucking wake up with it now. 'Cause it's pissing me off. It should be pissing all of us off. Okay? You've heard it before. A third of this country wants to kill you. A third of this country wants to kill the other third. And the final third is willing to just sit and let it happen. Worst case scenario, they're the final third that's just sitting, letting it happen. I'm guessing, I'm hoping for it to make sense to me that they're not actually actively colluding with fucking MAGA. That they're really just sitting here going, well, maybe if we're nice, they won't fucking kill us when it's our turn. I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm pretty sure the DOJ is going to be aimed squarely at Nancy Pelosi and all her people, and it doesn't matter how nice she is to them now. It really doesn't. But whatever. But Kyle, what should they have done? Actually, a senator I don't like that much, Senator Duckworth, totally nailed it. She had it. It's going viral right now, and the entire hearing should have been like that. Okay? So everyone knew that this guy, unqualified, womanizer, alcoholic, like, he shouldn't even be there. Everyone already knows this. We know it. We know it. Republicans know it. MAGA knows this. There's no shock here. So the Quislings basically should have been like, okay, we can either double down on what everyone already fucking knows, and he's just going to sit there and deny anyway, or we could do what Senator Duckworth did. And what she did was she asked him an actual question. She made her interview like, this isn't going to be a job interview. This is a fucking test, motherfucker. And she asked him, name 3 countries from a scene. And he listed Australia, Japan, and South Korea. I'm assuming that he heard a scene and thought it meant Asian and just kind of went, oh, fuck. But he just listed off countries that we're allies with. Now, none of them are in a scene. A scene apparently is a Southeast Asian conglomerate of 10 countries. I don't even know what it's for, if it's a trade deal or a military pact or anything. But she asked him straight up, what's this acronym? You know, who's in it? Name 3 countries in this group, and there are 10 countries in it. So, you know, but he couldn't. He named the wrong shit, and it's going viral all over the internet. And I'm like, yes, that's what you do. That's what you do. Okay? Because the MAGAs, they can go ahead and they have their pre-planned statements and what to say about this. They wouldn't have a leg to stand on if the entire hearing was the Quislings going, hey, what's this mean? What's this treaty? What's this? What's that? And just let his silence or completely wrong answers do the talking. Make him sit there. I mean, if you ever had a bad interview or you bombed a test and how shitty you made it feel after a while, like maybe you're halfway through the test and you're like, fuck, this is not my day, I'm not getting it. Like your body language changes, how you act for the rest of the day, your mood just gets depressed. They should have done that with this guy. That's what they should have done. Hey, asshole, we're going to ask you a bunch of questions that are the norm and basics for Secretary of Defense, shit you should know before having the job, and we're going to make it that. They should have just done that. That's it. Nothing but question after question, making him look stupid as shit because he doesn't know the answers. That should have been the entire fucking hearing. Then, watch as MAGA actually tries to defend it. And they would try, but they wouldn't have this rallying effect, because right now instead, the Quislings went ahead and doubled down on the shit everyone already knows, and MAGA already had their pre-planned responses, and they broke them out immediately. Oh, I can't believe the witch hunt, and they're just going after you because you're a guy without problems, and they just hate Jesus because you found Jesus and he made you better. And all the bullshit, they're just coming out with it, and everything. But let them try to politicize. They asked him questions and he didn't know the answers to them. Just basic questions that a normal Secretary of Defense should know. They should have asked him those and let him sit there and be like, shit, I don't know. Make him say, I don't know, 1,000,000 times during the hearing. Or make him say the completely wrong fucking answer every time, over and over again. Now, the goal here, if you really wanted to tank his nomination, that's how you would do it. Because you don't need to convince the Orange God King. You don't need to convince Hegseth to drop out. You don't need to convince MAGA, really. But you do need 4 MAGA senators to switch. You need 4 to switch. That's it. Now, you could usually count on Murkowski and Collins. You know, they're the wishy-washy, will they, won't they? But I said before, them by themselves, they're not gonna vote against this guy if he's gonna pass, right? Because they want to have favors and deals later. It's just good politics. If it's gonna pass, go ahead and vote for it, because then you don't shoot yourself in the foot, because that way you don't have to turn to your colleagues later when you want to add an amendment to a bill or something, and they're like, no, we're not doing you any favors. You fucked us over that one time. But it's different. If he's gonna lose, you could be giving cover to him all, because MAGA's not stupid. Okay, there are stupid members of MAGA, but MAGA in general is not stupid. All 53 MAGA senators right now know he's not qualified for the job. So, if you vote no, and he actually gets defeated, you can run cover. Sure, they'll badmouth you in public, right? They'll get up and be like, I can't believe Collins would do this to us, and it's a betrayal of everything else. But then, later on, behind the scenes, they're probably like, thank you. That guy scared the shit out of me. and they won't, like, take it as a huge affront. Oh, they want to add an amendment to the bill? Yeah, sure. They made it easier for me to, like, vote for the next guy that the Orange God King went ahead and nominated. Right? All they have to do is convince 4. You couldn't convince those 4 on shit we already know. But you could convince him if half his hearing was him sitting there with a blank stare on his face, giving bad answers or wrong answers, or just saying, I don't know. You can't defend that. That's indefensible. They'd try, sure, but they'd fail. And I guarantee you they'd lose a few votes. They'd lose 4. That's all you need is 4. You'd have the 2 who, you have the 2 or 3 who actually have a conscience. And then, but really, you just need 1, and you need 4 because it can't be a 50-50 tie, or J.D. Vance is going to come down and, like, do his fluffer thing and break the tie and pass him. You can't do that. You just need 4 votes. You need to make it 51-49 against this guy. And I think if their entire hearing was like Senator Duckworth, the Quislings could have actually tanked this entire nomination. Right? And then it would have signaled to everyone the blueprint for how to tank RFK's nomination. And whoever is going to be Attorney General. You know what? It's not a job interview. It's a fucking test. We're going to ask you question after question after question. Right? I guarantee you a lot of these fuckers would probably drop out. RFK Jr. is not going to be able to answer medical questions. Just ask basic normal medical questions and he's going to look like a fucking lunatic. He's either going to give totally wrong answers, which, surprise, that's most of what he says, or he's going to sit there and be like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. And everybody's going to be like, fucking no, why are you trying to head Health and Human Services, you idiot? But instead, the Quislings went along to get along, I suppose. They really just doubled down on shit everyone knows. They used the public record against him. And I'm like, it's public record for a fucking reason, man. If you don't have a smoking gun hidden in that manila folder of yours on questions to ask this fucker, why are you wasting everyone's time with it? You know he's gonna lie. You know he's gonna, like, fluff the Orange God King. You know he's a piece of shit who shouldn't be in this room. But you guys went along with it anyway. Instead of proving to everybody, this guy doesn't belong here. You just double down on what everyone already knows. Okay? There's this stupid part. It's not stupid, but it's very accurate. It's in the Dark Knight movie, and the Joker's explaining, part of his plan or philosophy or whatever. He's like, if I tell everyone a bomb is going to explode tomorrow, and then it does, no one panics because it's part of the plan, right? You told everyone, and then it happened, so it's not a surprise. No one's shocked. It's just okay, right? That's basically what's going on here. Trump has announced he's going to nominate shit people. Everyone knows they're shit people. So when they get nominated, it's not going to freak anybody out. It's not going to surprise anyone. All this news and everything else, it's not shocking. Would the Gates report have changed anything? I don't think so. I think the Orange God King would have gotten on the phone and defended him to the death if Gates bothered to fight for him. But Gates treated it like a traditional politician and was like, the heat's on me. It's distracting from this. I'll step aside so you don't have to go through this, sir. That's bullshit. Trump hates that. Trump loves fighters. Trump loves people who yell in the face of authority, right? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's why Hegseth's going to get confirmed. That's it. So it's completely stupid to me. We're going along for some fucking reason with this like it's normal. It's not. Okay? It's not normal. They need to do something, and for the love of all that's holy, my Democratic Party meeting is later this week, and I'm going. I'm going to try to bring a friend, and I'm going to try to change their fucking minds on how to do things. Because this is driving me crazy. All these fuckers need to be Tea Party primaried the hell out of there. Okay? It's either that or we're going to end up with Hakeem Jeffries as speaker one day, assuming we all, get to have elections in the future. But, this is what we need to do. You need to go to the Democratic Party. Don't waste your time with third parties. I'm sorry. They're fucked. They're fucked. You're not going to work there. Go to the Democratic Party and you Tea Party them. That's how it works. That's what happened to the Republicans. You want people who fight? You need to start getting involved. You need to start doing it. Talk to your friends, talk to your coworkers, talk to your family. And be like, hey, I know you think you're out of the game. You need to get the fuck back in. Come with me to this stupid-ass meeting. Let's tell these people what the fuck they're getting wrong. Because it's very obvious to us, but for some reason, it's not obvious to them. Anyway, that's all. I was just really hot after watching this whole thing. I mean, it's all so stupid. He's gonna be confirmed, right? He is. It's just a fact. MAGA went ahead and said there's only one round of questioning. That's never happened before for a Secretary of Defense. There used to be several rounds of questioning. That's not going to happen. MAGA's going to protect this fucker as much as they can, and the Quislings are okay with it. They're going to go along with it. They are, because they still don't know how to fight this guy. They still don't know what they're doing. So yeah, that's the world we live in now, and it's really frustrating and annoying. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing better than me. I'm losing my shit. Have a great time.